So Luke Gambin, Clayton Orient were keen on signing him on deadline day, but he stayed with Barnet. Darren Fletcher urging his fellow Scots on here. The heat is on in more ways than one. Anyone born when Scotland were last in a major tournament comes of age this year. In footballing terms, this Scotland team really needs to do something similar. It is the first qualifier, but it's pretty much must win, David.
Well, it is must win. I think you do. The rules never change for this type of game. You know, Scotland have to work this Maltese side from the first whistle, continue to work them in the hope that at some stage they'll crack and Scotland will get the breakthrough. Certainly one that you would really love an early goal in. That would take a lot of the stress out of it.
Grant Hanley and Russell Martin were together so often in the European qualifying campaign, struggling to get games to their clubs at the moment. Powerful header away by Agius. Here's Andy Robertson of Hull, and now Matt Ritchie of Newcastle. Oliver Burke looking to make things happen straight away, showing what he's all about. It's a corner for Scotland.
A terrific run from the youngster. Quick enough to not just to get down the outside, but almost get along the byline as well.
Pietro Guedin is in his second spell in charge. He was also in charge when Scotland won 2-0 here in a World Cup qualifier back in 1993. It's Matt Ritchie then to float it in. Rescued by Barry Banham, but his back heel left it a little bit short for Ritchie. "54 European nations are jostling for 13 places in Russia in 2 years' time."
This was the one of Oliver Burke. I thought he had twisted his ankle there for one horrible moment. Anguish, look at his face. He's okay, and it looks at the moment as if he's going to play centrally, going to play as a second striker. Robert Snodgrass playing right of that advanced midfield three.
Callum Paterson seeking out Chris Martin, who does manage to help it on to Matt Ritchie. Robertson gets it back from Fletcher. Chris Martin chasing. Positive start from Scotland, but Agius able to clear it again. Fletcher. Barry Bannon. So Paterson has Snodgrass over there with him. Bannon seeking out Ritchie, who has a bit to do.
Did well, really well to keep it.
Clever from Ritchie, but then Robertson has started to run inside.
Good start from Scotland. Centre-backs high up the pitch, high press on the Maltese, and we would expect most of this game to be played in the Malta half of the pitch.
Grant Hanley almost encouraging Alfred Effiong. Barry Bannon. Now Fletcher. Scotland did play Italy in Malta at the end of last season in a friendly to give them an idea of what to expect here. They haven't won any of their last 4 opening qualifiers since they thrashed San Marino 6-0 a decade ago. They could really do with a good start to this campaign, with a home game against Lithuania to come next month and a trip to Slovakia. Bannon. Paterson. The third to Alan Hutton. Martin. Given that striking role. Bannon. Scicluna. Hearts fans will remember a few of these Maltese players who were in that Dirk Akara team that sent them crashing out of Europe.
looking for a free kick there, Chris Martin. We should have had one. Centre half climbing all over him there.
Steve Borge met that. Skimbrey, it's a cute back heel, but it comes to nothing. Scotland can go again. Snodgrass and Bannon. Darren Fletcher. Robertson. Ritchie hugging the left touchline at the moment. Fletcher preferring a different route here, which will involve Oliver Burke. He's got the free kick.
Only one thing in his mind, once you get turned there, and that's to eliminate defenders. I think we do need certainly someone to go beyond Chris Martin, whose natural tendency is to come towards the ball. At the moment, it looks as if Oliver Burke is that man to go into the channels, go long, go beyond the main striker.
Snodgrass maintains interest. Decent try from Robert Snodgrass, who was out injured for so long and sorely missed by Scotland.
Yeah, great to see him back. Thought we had lost him when he took that injury in the Manchester United game, but certainly looked fully fit there, and a real danger when he comes in off the right-hand side, opens the target up on his stronger left foot.
He actually scored in his last competitive international, but it was against Croatia 3 years ago. Pietro Guedin, 63-year-old Italian who worked with Cesare Maldini, Dino Zoff and Giovanni Trapattoni when they were in charge of Italy. Fletcher. Looks like it will carry to Andrew Hogg. Hanley dealing with Effiong. Malta currently 176th in the FIFA rankings, their lowest ever position. They were never thrashed in their European qualifying campaign. Previous defeat was 1-3-0 loss. Italy and Croatia only managed a 1-0 win here, and Italy only beat them 1-0 in Italy. So they do tend to stay in games. Previous 11 World Cup qualifying campaigns, though, they finished bottom 10 times and second from bottom the other time. A nudge on Burke.
Maybe a little bit fortunate to get that, Ollie Burke. He's up a little bit early, I think. Misjudged this time the jump.
Patterson. Robertson. It's a little stray. Effiong might just show interest here.
Well, lesson there for Andy Robertson. Slack square passes usually put you in trouble. That was the case there.
Would it open up here for Scotland? Sense of urgency for Robertson. Helped on by Burke for Ritchie, and Andy Robertson has continued into the box. What a chance here for Robertson. It's blocked by Hogg.
Brilliant run. Centre half number 5, Bagayes has no idea Andy Robertson's on his shoulder here. He might have got something on it. Certainly put enough squeeze on Andy that he wasn't going to get a clean shot away. Just couldn't get it out his feet quickly enough.
Ritchie. It's a similar kind of corner. Cleared by Caruana. Snodgrass. Snodgrass. Oh, he's cut down the keeper! And that is the way to start a World Cup qualifying campaign for Robert Snodgrass and Scotland. An early goal in Malta.
Well, I think he gets majorly lucky here, Robert Snodgrass, but we'll take any break that we can possibly get. opened the target up nicely. I might be wrong here, I think it's a deep cross. I hope I'm not doing him a disservice, but either way it was enough to beat the goalkeeper, and it's a terrific start for Scotland. Takes so much of the anxiety out of this game. Just drops the shoulder, opens the target up. Well, I hope I'm not doing him a disservice, but I think he gets up a major break there. Lovely little drop to the shoulder. Centre back can't get out quickly enough. And if he meant that, it's a piece of genius.
It doesn't matter how they go in, as long as they go in. It's sailed over Andrew Hogg into the top corner. Robert Snodgrass. We mentioned he had been missed during his time out, the dislocated kneecap. He actually has now scored in 3 of his last 4 competitive matches for Scotland. Robertson, Martin, Ritchie, Burke has got himself into the middle. Burke. Goal inside 10 minutes for Scotland, just what they needed to settle themselves down, although they had started pretty well anyway on the front foot. But a goal's always nice. Patterson. Now Snodgrass. Somewhat crowded out.
Shape looks good though so far for Scotland, particularly the front pairing. 2 centre-backs, or the spare centre-back, never quite sure where Ollie Burke is so far. He's running either channel. Snodgrass again. He's had the telling moment of the match. Goalkeeper, I think, could be moving his feet a little bit quicker than he did. Fabulous start.
That will do for starters for Gordon Strachan, persuaded to stay on after the reaction from fans in Faro in the final European qualifier against Gibraltar. Scotland scored 12 goals against Gibraltar in that group. And they've started like they mean business here against Malta. Barry Bannon up towards Burke. Cleared by Jesus. Snodgrass. Russell Martin. Effie Young is pretty much on his own at the moment.
Bannon did well to get back goal side really quickly.
Scicluna now will join Malta's first real attack. Grant Hanley met the cross. Scicluna went to ground ridiculously easily. But it is an equaliser! Effie Young pops up! And isn't that just typical for Scotland, having taken an early lead? Alfred Effie Young has come up with a rapid response for Malta.
It's a terrific cross in. Previous to that, I think Andy Robertson took a chance using his hands. Referee was right not to give the penalty, but it's a really good ball in. And he gets the run on Callum Patterson, I think, at the back post. Andy Robertson, I think, a bit silly using his arms. Referee doesn't want to know. That's a really good ball. He gets half a yard on Callum Patterson. The ball in takes both centre-backs out of the game. Really good run from the striker. And the first attempt to goal, they punish Scotland.
Skiberas, the skipper, sent over an invitation to score. Invitation accepted by Effie Young, who also scored in midweek in a friendly against Estonia. Born in Nigeria. Now a Maltese national. And Scotland's lead did not last long. But hey, this is Scotland. They don't do things easy. Robertson. Fletcher. Foul by Skiberas. One captain up against another. Bannon. Patterson. Snodgrass. His unusual goal quickly cancelled out. Patterson. Snodgrass wants it down the line. Bannon. Burke. Never really had it under control. Malta lifted by their equaliser. Scicluna. Borge seeking out Effiong again, but Grant Hanley wasn't about to let him pass.
Not sure it's a challenge that Grant Hanley has to make there. I think he's fortunate he's not penalised. All he's got to do there is drop. There's no pressure on the ball when the ball is played forward. Grant Hanley should already be dropping. Pressure on the ball here at all. Grant Hanley just decides to block him off.
No treatment needed for Malta's goal scorer. It's only the third goal Malta have scored in their last 8 matches. They haven't avoided defeat in a home World Cup qualifier for 11 years, by the way. But they are level here with Scotland. Fletcher. Robertson now for Ritchie. Chris Martin. Ritchie. Flag is up for offside against Robertson.
Another pretty good line here, the Maltese. Scotland really have to start again now. That equaliser, a real blow when Gordon Strachan's side were in complete control. Andy Robertson just couldn't get back quickly enough, but Maltese cleared the penalty box pretty well.
Gordon Strachan's first competitive match for 11 months. He has plenty to say to the 4th official. Ritchie tidies up.
That's a good ball, of the type that Ollie Burke needs.
Burke. Quite getting right that time, but showing glimpses.
Clumsy touch, but it is obviously the type of player you have to release him early. Loads of space in behind there. One of the few times in the match the Maltese centre-backs were up high. Andy Robertson's put it right on the money for this boy's pace. Just a little bit clumsy when he gets the defender squared up. But every chance he'll get, he'll go beyond Chris Martin in behind.
One that got away that time for Ollie Burke, who made his big money move from Nottingham Forest to RB Leipzig. David Marshall winning his 25th cap. Barry Bannon for Darren Fletcher. Robertson. Fletcher looking for Burke again. Here's Martin. And that will be free kick for Skembry.
As well late, Grant Hanley sold himself, decided he was going to commit, then couldn't pull out.
Borge. Scicluna. Corner for Malta, which is a worry for Scotland.
Well, it's always a worry, regardless of the quality of the opposition. Set pieces, such a danger these days.
Skembry, Scicluna. Ritchie helping out. And again. Gambin let that bounce, but was not one for giving it up. Skembry. Scotland just have to be wary here. Malta fancying a bit with Sarafa. Skembry. Effiong. And a free kick in a promising position. Grant Hanley once again the offender.
Again, I don't think Grant Hanley has to commit here. You know, it's far too tight, gets spun. All he's got to do is stay goal side, but you know, he flies into this challenge, ends up wrong side, has to commit a foul, and this is well within range for the Maltese. He's certainly looking for it, Effiong, but Grant Hanley sold himself.
Scotland lining up their wall. Was struck by Ajus, but Scotland reacting swiftly, and the referee has blown his whistle here. It's a new ball, I think, and that's why. Must have been the venom of that free kick. Attempt on goal there from Matt Ritchie.
Robert Snodgrass out the ball really quickly at the short free kick.
Gordon Strachan played in the World Cup and scored in one. Dearly love to manage Scotland in one. Ritchie sees off Scicluna. Patterson now.
They're right into a back five. You know, if Scotland play any square passes at all, gives them time to get right into that shape as five across the back.
Russell Martin. Turned by Robert Snodgrass. Hanley. Fletcher. It's drifted away from Patterson. Malta with just 2 wins in 92 World Cup qualifiers. They were both away from home, never won at home in 46 attempts. Here's Robertson. Fletcher. Patterson. It's Snodgrass!
Well,
And somehow Hogg has saved it.
how did it stay out? Robert Snodgrass did brilliantly initially because he drags the left full-back in here, which opens it up nicely for the... It's a terrific cross in either side of the goalkeeper. He has to score here. Somehow he's found the goalkeeper.
Which looked the least likely outcome. Robert Snodgrass almost scoring again in rather more straightforward circumstances than his opening goal. Burke. Bannon is pipped to it by Skembry. Safara. Oh, that's a little loose. Matt Ritchie onto it. Robertson. Fletcher. Bannon. Robertson. Scicluna. Skembry. Effiong making his run here.
Offside.
Yeah, the flag goes up, much to Scotland's relief. Bannon. Fletcher. Robertson. Steve Borge quickly in on Matt Ritchie. Russell Martin now for Patterson. Snodgrass ahead. Bannon inside. It's evaded Chris Martin. Ritchie making it awkward for Borge.
That's good pressure. You know, Scotland have to try and keep this pressure on the ball. Whether or not they can do that in these temperatures remains to be seen, but got to try and play at a tempo that Malta can't match. This was a wonderful ball in from Callum Patterson. Go on, help yourself. Goalkeeper knew nothing about it.
Nearly, but not quite for Snodgrass. Russell Martin. Here's Patterson. Fletcher. Ritchie. Robertson. Grant Hanley. Now Russell Martin as Scotland look to start something here. Patterson. Snodgrass. Chris Martin involved. Patterson. Martin still over there. He might just be able to deliver here.
He should have put it in. Had a chance to get a cross in. Decent support arriving in the box.
And now Malta are fancying a bit of a counter-attack with Gambin.
Brilliant run there from Barry Bannon to put a little bit of pressure on. Slow the move up. A little shot at the back there as Malta broke.
And then Chris Martin won it back and Bannon can feed Ritchie. And now Robertson. Fletcher. Ajus was close to Martin. Gordon Strachan has only lost 6 out of 16 competitive matches. But it is imperative that Scotland get off to a good start in this group. With this game here in Malta tonight, Lithuania at home next. Lithuania were 2-0 up against Slovenia earlier, but succumbed to a late equaliser. England scoring late as well. Adam Lallana in Slovakia. It all started so well for Scotland with a strange goal from Robert Snodgrass, but Alfred Effiong quickly equalised. Skiberis now for Safara. Gambin. Here's Borge. Towards Effiong. Skembry. Period of possession here for Malta. Fenech. It's Luke Gambin. From Barnett.
Well, the minute they get it to Fenech's feet, right here, between the lines, Scotland are in bother here. Russell Martin trying to get out to make the block. You can see David Marshall behind there, screaming at him to get out a little bit quicker.
Luke Gambin, born in Sutton in Surrey, but qualifies for Malta through his dad. Grant Hanley. Russell Martin for Barry Bannon. Scotland come again in this opening World Cup qualifier. Andy Robertson looking to make it happen. Chris Martin. Looking for a free kick there.
I think he should have had it for the initial challenge. Maybe went down a little bit too easy, but it looked a foul. That certainly was.
Yep, Effiong given a final warning there by the Ukrainian ref.
Well, he's proven a handful. Chris Martin still making his case. That's a free kick.
Bannon. Fletcher. Ritchie. Fletcher takes over again. Burke didn't get to it, but Snodgrass is making a bold attempt. Patterson.
The goalkeeper was worried there for a moment. That was going to drop in at the back post.
The only previous competitive meetings between the sides were in World Cup qualifiers for the 1994 tournament. Scotland 2-0 winners here. Billy McKinlay and Colin Hendry scored, and they beat them 3-0 at Ibrox with a double from Ali McCoist. And a goal from Pat Nevin. Whatever happened to them boys? Bannon. Fletcher. Robertson in some space here. Martin for Ritchie. No takers.
Not a bad ball in. Looking for someone to come from back post to front there. Get across the line of the goalkeeper. He's dropped into a pretty decent area. It was Callum Patterson who was getting himself round the back, was one that lifted.
Fenech. Gambin. Safara. Over the head of Effiong, but Skembri nearly got to it.
Got to do better at stopping the cross there. Get out tight, get out quick and stop the ball coming in.
Burke.
Well done, son.
Terrific. He didn't look the favourite, but he made it his. Robertson looking for Burke again. Situation was read by Caruana. Snodgrass. Cleared by Borges. Effiong. Nobody available for him on the left, so he'll have to come back to Gambin. Finnick. Scicluna. Just over 10 minutes to go to half-time.
The ball in, nobody closing the ball down quickly enough there.
Fletcher able to turn it away from Skembri. Ritchie. Barry Bannon. Now Burke. Happy to take on Borges here. It'll be a free kick. In fact, for the first challenge on Bannon, I think.
No, Borges, it's a good free kick to give away, otherwise Burke is running in behind. They're so short at the back. Just got one thing in his mind. Down the outside, he knows he's quick enough to lose defenders.
Scotland hoping something might just happen here. It's Matt Ritchie to float it in. It's a decent delivery. And it's put just wide by Grant Hanley.
Terrific chance, wonderful ball in. It's not in the air long enough for the goalkeeper to come and take. Nothing the Maltese defenders can do, it's in behind them. Just a case of who can get their head on it first, and it's a terrific chance for Grant Hanley. Just doesn't quite get enough on it. Great delivery from Matt Ritchie.
It's the one international goal for Hanley, should have been two perhaps. His only goal was against Wales back in 2013. Decent chance that. Very decent. Barry Bannon putting away a free kick here for that lunge on Gambin, I think.
He has to contest it, Barry Bannon. Not one he can pull out of. A rocket from Gordon Strachan had he not gone for that.
Well, Gambin it is on the receiving end. He certainly felt the force of the challenge. One of only 3 players in the Maltese squad who play outside of their homeland.
The ball's there to be won, it's a 50-50. Clearly trying to win the ball there, Barry Bannon. Is a fraction out.
With Gambin's first competitive international. He's back on his feet. Scored Barnett's goal of the season last season against Dagenham and Redbridge. Scotland need to be watchful here. Set piece scenario to deal with.
Good ball in, really good ball when it comes in with that pace on it. And it's the first header, loaded up the back post there, Malta. Just a little bit high.
Cambian has returned. Hanley. Hanley and Snodgrass have had great chances with headers to score for Scotland. Scored again in Snodgrass's case. But it stays at 1-1. A very sultry evening in Malta. Hanley. Bannon. Martin now for Patterson. Safara comes to meet him and wins it back. Gambin onto it. Effiong as usual in the middle. Skembry too. But Scotland deal with him fairly and squarely that time. Fletcher. Snodgrass. Robertson. Here's Burke. Grant Hanley has only played twice for Newcastle since joining them from Blackburn. Russell Martin here, yet to figure for Norwich this season. Patterson. Snodgrass. Scotland looking for a little bit of room in which to manoeuvre. Fletcher. Burke. Once again, more than happy to take them on. Borge flicked it out for a throw.
And a double banked on him there. They obviously recognise the danger when he gets himself into the wide area.
Robertson, Burke. Nearly got it back to Robertson, who does get there anyway. And has another go, but it slithers wide.
Chris Martin's given him a rocket there. He's looking for the ball to be played in back post. I'm not sure Andy Robertson has time to think about it. Don't think he even has time to get his head up when the ball breaks back to him. Just wraps the inside of his right foot around this. He's not far away.
His only Scotland goal was in that friendly against England at Celtic Park a couple of years back. Let's see what Gordon Strachan thinks of it. Burke. Fenwick with a challenge.
Trying to leave something on Ollie Burke there.
Barry Bannon. Darren Fletcher. Here's Robertson. Russell Martin. Bannon. Snodgrass. Fletcher. Bannon. Patterson. Patterson. So Martin dealing with Effiong.
Bannon there again to hoover up the scraps. It's had a good first half, Barry Bannon. Looked after it really well. A lot of good distribution, tracked well.
Burke. It is going to be brought back for a foul.
Let it go, referee. I'm not sure why he brought it back.
He didn't look like he was going to at first, but then blew.
Well, Andy Robertson's in behind. give and go here. Burke was certainly clipped. Andy Robertson's in a great crossing position had it not been stopped. Got to find the same ball here, Mark Ritchie, same as he found the last time when he found Grant Hanley. Just bend this in between 6-yard box and penalty spot.
Hanley among many showing interest again here. It is Ritchie to float in another decent one. And Callum Patterson made some sort of contact.
Another good ball in from, well, claiming he was tugged there, Callum Patterson. So much going on at the back post.
Final minute of the first half. Scicluna. Skembry. It's a little opening here for Malta. Scicluna keeps it alive for them. Trying to give Darren Fletcher the run around, and did. Effiong, it was just behind him. There was a Sifara coming in as well. Gambin.
Good tackle.
A nervous moment there for Scotland, but they've survived it.
We're fortunate that Effiong was really greedy there. He was clearly getting a call from the boy at the back post. Had he left it, Malta have got a great chance there.
And Sifara was waiting to pounce, but Effiong's intervention took the ball away from the left wing back. Patterson. There'll be 1 minute added on at the end of this first half. Ritchie. Patterson. Bannon looking for Ritchie. The door was closed.
This was Russell Martin. Maybe a bit late in the follow through. Far too early for Gordon Strachan to be pressing the panic button. If you ask me, Scotland should be 3-1 up. The header from Robert Snodgrass should certainly have counted. Grant Hanley's had a great chance as well.
Free kick coming against Russell Martin here for a foul on Effiong. And it's right at the end of the first half.
It's been a real handful, this striker. Both Russell Martin and Grant Hanley struggling with him.
Scotland need to see this out. Cause for concern. Another set piece is heading their way from Fenwick. And Jesus! That was too close for comfort for Scotland. It was Skembry. And that is half-time. It all started quite positively for Scotland, who took the lead through Robert Snodgrass with a bizarre goal, but Alfred Effiong equalised quite quickly after that for Malta. Snodgrass should have scored again, but he put his header straight at the Maltese keeper Andrew Hogg. And Grant Hanley had a good chance as well. But at the break in this opening World Cup qualifier, it's Malta 1, Scotland 1. Yes, Scotland are making hard work of it, but then we've kind of got used to that over the years in their long quest to qualify for a major tournament. They haven't been at one since the World Cup in France in 1998. Can they make it to the World Cup in Russia in 2018 and end 20 years of hurt? It's Malta who start the second half. They responded quickly to Robert Snodgrass's goal, scoring themselves through Alfred Effiong. Scotland, though, had the chances to go further in front with Snodgrass's header and Hanley's header. They need to be rather more ruthless and clinical in this second
Well,
half.
they certainly have. They've made some good chances. That's the encouraging thing for Gordon Strachan. He'll be hugely disappointed that we're at the level here after 45 minutes. But you know, there's no easy way to win games when the opposition are sitting in the way that Malta are. You've got to keep moving the ball, keep looking for the ball, and keep working them.
Andrew Hogg, the Maltese goalkeeper, caught out by that Snodgrass goal, but he somehow stopped a point-blank header from the same man. Came off Matt Ritchie's head, tidied up by Grant Hanley. Scotland are rather short in the centre-back department.
This little fella's done well tonight, Barry Bannon. Always been available. And absolutely crucial in this situation when the pressure's on, that everyone's looking for the ball.
Midfield, an area where Scotland have generally been well served in recent times. This is Bannon's first competitive start since the opening European Championship qualifier in Germany. Oliver Burke has made a run here, but it is cleared by Zarafa.
Great spot again from Barry Bannon. Saw the out-to-in run. Sees so much of the pitch, Barry Bannon, and he's got the range to deliver.
Martin. Way off target from Chris Martin.
One of the few chances he's had. Rolled the defender really well, used all his body strength. Could have taken another touch, but every right to hit it as early as he did. Chances few and far between for him so far.
Was he a surprise take number 9 for you?
Well, I think it was either Chris Martin or Stephen Fletcher. Certainly no complaints about the shape. I was hoping that Scotland would play a form of 4-4-2. They've done that because Burke has played as a second striker.
Scotland have to be careful here. Zarafa and Gambin. Oh, it's a lovely cross and a really good save. David Marshall, but the flag was up anyway.
He didn't know that. What a stop. Also got a man over in the wide area. It's a terrific ball in. All David Marshall can do here is spread himself. It's a good decision from the far side assistant. Early warning.
Skembry had strayed, but Marshall reacted well. He's hardly had the busiest of nights. Not much he could do about Effiong's header. Robertson. Bannon. Snodgrass. Robertson has Ritchie over there. And he will use him. Patience is so often a virtue in these games. Patterson. Snodgrass did well to win that.
For the moment, he's swapped Robert Snodgrass with Ollie Burke. Snodgrass playing as a proper number 10, wearing number 10 and playing as a number 10 at the moment.
Wonderfully defended by Steve Bors. Stop Ritchie. Hanley. Fletcher. Looking here for Ollie Burke. Ooh, now Ollie Burke goes to ground. Nothing doing.
Robert Snodgrass is convinced it should have been a penalty. Me less so. Defender's wrong side here. Clumsy, but I think he's looking for it. Well, he'll say he was clipped from behind. Defenders all over the place here.
Well, McGee still working alongside Gordon Strachan. Malta have gone 14 competitive matches without a victory over 3 years. Barry Bannon. It's another incisive pass from Bannon. Fletcher. Bannon. Martin. Snodgrass will accept the corner.
Again, Bannon at the very hard top. A good offer from Snodgrass in the inside left channel. Defender does well to stop it coming across the face, but again, Barry Bannon involved.
Ritchie will send this in. 4,500 Scotland, 4,500 Scotland fans here. Hoping for a goal here. Patterson annoyed with himself.
Timed his run really well. I think he got a little bit of a nudge on the way in. Maybe took him under the ball just a fraction. Acknowledgement of a really good driven corner. Got a little bit of a nudge as he's getting up there.
Malta under the guidance for the second time of Pietro Guedin, starting their qualifying campaign at home to Scotland and then away to England. Bannon, Snodgrass, Malta have a man down. Scotland are none too bothered by that. Matt Ritchie now. Schembri is down, I think. Oh, Chris Martin, surely! He's not had many glimpses of goal tonight. He got one there, and he's put Scotland 2-1 up.
Well, we've seen some wonderful crossing tonight from Matt Ritchie, but that is up there with anything he's provided. Maltese crowd not happy that Scotland didn't stop the game. It's the job of the referee to stop the game. I don't think it's a head injury. Scotland quite rightly played on, and it's a wonderful ball in from Matt Ritchie. Chris Martin just peeling off back post, one touch enough. That's the injury to the Maltese ball. If the referee doesn't give it, there's no reason for Scotland to stop the game. It's not a head injury. And how is this for a cross? Fabulous ball in. Got his head up as usual, Matt Ritchie, and tonight he's peppered that 6-yard box with real quality.
A delightful delivery from Matt Ritchie, and Chris Martin presented with that opportunity in some style by Ritchie. Chris Martin scored against Gibraltar in his last start for Scotland. Been going through a bit of a barren spell at club level, just left Derby for Fulham. Schembri has a really sore back here by the look of it. Malta raging that Scotland carried on, but that was indeed their right. to their lead this time, having quickly let Malta back in it.
Well, you're right, in big 5-10 minutes, the Scotland really have to keep Malta out. Don't offer them any encouragement at all to get back into it this time.
Gambin. And again. Gambin of Barnet progressing. Snodgrass. Martin. Snodgrass taken out by Fenech, and I think we're going to get a card shown here.
That might have been a bit of payback there. Unhappy that Scotland didn't put the ball out of play prior to the second goal.
First yellow card of the game to Paul Fenech. Scotland have the advantage again. Such a teasing cross from Matt Ritchie to set up Chris Martin. Now the trick is to hang on to the lead this time, or add to it. Robertson. Thought Effiong is going to end up back at David Marshall's feet.
Good clearance.
Reached Chris Martin. Patterson. He was looking for the run of Snodgrass, but that didn't quite happen. Fletcher. Bannon. Oliver Burke is onside, but it just carried.
Well, a good idea from Barry Bannon, who's spotting that run every time that young Burke makes it.
Plenty of pluses and positives from Barry Bannon. Ambitious from Borges. Malta perhaps considering changes. Patrick Breffer there is one of their more experienced campaigners. They also have Michael Missut on the bench, their record goal scorer. Played for Coventry and Barnsley. 35 now, as is Breffer. Martin. Callum Patterson's throw. Here is Bannon. Bannon this time looking for Robertson. What an opening here. Chris Martin waiting to pounce again, but couldn't score this time. And what's he given here?
What has
It's
he
a
given?
red card. That must be a penalty. Caruana. Malta fuming, but they are down to 10 men, and Scotland have a penalty, which Snodgrass will take.
Again, it was Barry Bannon at the very heart of it with the ball into the inside left channel. Chris Martin was getting himself a tap in. Defender appeared to get something on it, but clearly there was a challenge on Martin, and the referee spotted. I'm not sure what the referee's seen there. Has Martin been clipped as he's about to knock that in?
The penalty it is, and that means Robert Snodgrass. With an hour played, Scotland have the chance to extend their lead. We're waiting because Caruana walked so slowly off the pitch. He's only just made it off the pitch. Adding to the tension and the drama here. A big kick for Robert Snodgrass. Now we're ready. It is Snodgrass. What a night he's having. And after so long out injured, he's making up for lost time.
Terrific penalty. What a difference that makes, that two-goal cushion. Good ball in. Obviously been given for the challenge on Chris Martin, back post, and terrific penalty by Robert Snodgrass. And that surely should be enough to see Scotland through here.
Yeah, that should be it, shouldn't it? Still the best part of half an hour to go. But a comforting lead, and Effiong, for his protest about that penalty, was shown a yellow card as well, giving the referee an ear bashing. Malta rattled. Skembry. Fenwick. It's all turned out okay for Scotland. Skembry. Fenwick. Barry Bannon did not get the ball. It is a free kick on the edge of the area.
There's always wrong side with Barry Bannon to try and nick it cleanly. This is a terrific angle for a left footer here in the Maltese side. He's trying to get a nibble in here, Barry Bannon, but from that side, very difficult to get anything clean on it.
James Forrest will be coming on shortly for Scotland, but free kick, which offers Malta a route back here. Gambian ready to have a go. It's off the wall, but it is a corner.
It's not a bad effort. Wall did its job. Nobody jumped in, obviously worried that he might slide it underneath.
Malta's need is urgent here. They could do with a quick reply as Gambian floats it in. It's coming back towards him. Went for the low option this time, and despite the deflection, Marshall gathers.
A bigger deflection, it might have been a problem for David Marshall.
Stephen Fletcher and James Forrest will be coming on shortly for Scotland.
Well, Malta have got to be more vulnerable now, man down. All of a sudden the pitch becomes bigger for them. It's up to Scotland to stretch it even more.
Just evaded Ritchie. James Forrest waiting in the wings. Stephen Fletcher has got his jersey on to come on, but it might not be happening at the same time. Fenwick. A good start to the season with Celtic, James Forrest, to say the least. Grant Hanley, caught there by Effiong, who is on a yellow card.
He's better positioned there, Grant Hanley. At times he's been getting too tight on the striker.
Ollie Burke is going to come off as we see that incident again. Ollie Burke will be replaced by James Forrest, who wins only his 7th cap in best part of 4 years. Well, we saw a few glimpses of what this young man can do.
Yeah, particularly in the early stages of the game, I thought his movement was really good. Chris Martin playing as a back-to-goal striker, and the butt either side of him, going beyond him continually, getting himself into the wide areas, to the byline. Did really well early on.
Skibbereen is in place and has handed the captain's armband to the man who has replaced him, Roderick Breffer. Winning his 92nd cap for Malta, made his debut 13 years ago. Stephen Fletcher will be with us shortly. Scotland might have had a 3-1 lead by half-time. They have got it now. Effiong. Russell Martin covering. Hanley. Robertson. Bannon. Snodgrass. He's on the hat-trick and might have completed it already, apart from that header that was saved by the keeper in the first half. Stephen Fletcher, talking of hat-tricks. He had it in for Gibraltar in the European qualifiers. Briffa.
We don't want to drop off here and drop deeper and allow them to put balls into the penalty box. The two centre-backs have got to get up the pitch at every opportunity.
Sarafa. James Forrest on his case. Chris Martin, who put Scotland 2-1 up, is going to be replaced by Stephen Fletcher.
They'll certainly be shaking the hand of Matt Ritchie in the dressing room afterwards. Won't get a better ball in. His movement was first class as well to stay onside.
Martin chosen ahead of Fletcher tonight, but Fletcher now comes on to play the final quarter. Effiong trying to put himself about again. David Marshall drops on it.
Took a long time reaching the keeper.
Yes, it looked like it was in slow motion first time around. Patterson. Martin. Bannon. James Forrest. Does have Patterson in support. Oh, it's a lovely cross from Patterson, but put behind by Aegis.
Yeah, a little bit more height on it. Stephen Fletcher's in at the back post. Scotland making the pitch as wide as possible there. No way back from Alton, surely.
Forrest setting up Ritchie. Goes rather long this time. Snodgrass happy to accept a throw. Andy Robertson will take. Snodgrass able to send it back to his whole teammate Robertson. Fletcher. Bannon looks up again and picks out Fletcher.
Off his shoulder, tried to take it on his chest, just misjudged it a little bit, otherwise he's opened the target up perfectly there, Stephen Fletcher.
Bannon and Fletcher are now teammates at Sheffield Wednesday, as well as at international level. Scotland's on course to win their first opening qualifier in a decade. And Patterson clattering in there to Zarafa.
Claiming his right arm was high, maybe using it for leverage, he would tell you, but don't want to give this referee any chance of evening things up.
Briffa. Start for Malta, it's a trip to England. Scotland made that trip in November, the return fixture at Hampden Park next June. Bannon, Robertson, Ritchie.
He's been a star, Barry Bannon. That position just suits him right down to the ground where he's got all the movement in front of him.
Robertson, Ritchie. Scotland home to Lithuania next, and then they go to Slovakia. So Martin for Callum Patterson. James Forrest ready to make moves here. Forrest looking for Fletcher, just over his head. Scicluna clears. Referee just checking on Scicluna's welfare, but he's all right. Fletcher. Martin. Patterson. Bannon. Robson. Fletcher there. Ritchie for Bannon. Stephen Fletcher. Handball.
So much pace in the ball into Stephen Fletcher. Very difficult for him to take that in. This looks like cramp here.
Treatment will be needed.
Mr. Barry Bannon passing a little bit too pacey for Stephen Fletcher. But on a night where it was always going to be difficult for Scotland to open Malta up, Barry Bannon has been the one whose incisiveness with the ball really, I think, has turned this game. I know that Matt Ritchie's delivery into the box has been fabulous, but Bannon's delivery of the ball really has worked them all night.
And he's been pretty much on the fringe of things for quite a while, but Gordon Strachan turning to Barry Bannon again tonight, and it's paid off big time. And good to see Robert Snodgrass wearing the Scotland shirt again, and what an effect he's had on this contest.
Yeah, lovely penalty, wasn't it? Just snapped the foot shut on it. Can't wait to hear his explanation for the first goal.
It's 4 goals in his last 4 competitive internationals, albeit they were spread a few years apart because of his injury. Scicluna toiling for Malta, but he will come back on, I think. We still have the quarter of an hour or so to go. Scotland sitting pretty on a 2-goal lead. Callum Patterson, Snodgrass, James Forrest close by.
Should have had the free kick. In the minute, there's no advantage there. Referee's got to bring it back.
Yeah, to be fair, the assistant referee was about a millimetre away. Snodgrass again. Fletcher. Sarafa with the foul. Patterson.
I don't know why he's complaining. Callum Patterson sees the challenge coming. Little dink to try and to lift the ball here, and he's cleaned out.
Well, we've got another Matt Ritchie free kick coming. Patterson will join the throng, waiting to get close to it. Ritchie. Forrest. Ritchie again. Took a little deflection, and it'll lead to another Scotland goal. Stephen Fletcher has got in on the act, and that's 4-1 to Scotland. A bright start to the qualifiers, a positive performance. We might as well all believe again.
Yeah, the game over at last. Again, Matt Ritchie involved, a little bit fortunate. It's a Maltese defender that gets a nick on it at the front post. It takes it perfectly on to Stephen Fletcher. Puts it in early. Broke perfectly for Fletcher. Bull is the centre back at the back post. He's all over him to get his head on it. Job done.
In the aftermath of that goal, Malta are making another change. Shakluna, who was struggling a moment ago with cramp, is going to be replaced by Ryan Camilleri. Is for the champions Valletta, one of 6 of their players in this squad. Scotland have got what they came for here. A little unfortunate to only be drawing at half-time, but they've sorted things out. Put things right in the second half. With Lithuania to come next, a real chance to build up some momentum and some points in the early part of this group. Robertson, Ritchie, Snodgrass chasing. Steve Borge. Finnick. Hanley. Into the final 10 minutes. Scotland have hit Malta where it hurts. 4-1 up. Russell Martin. Snodgrass. Bannon once more. Robertson. Matt Ritchie. Fletcher tried to return it. Hanley sorts out Effiong, who promptly fouls it.
It's been a bit of a battle that all night. He's just got to keep his temper in these clashes.
Fletcher. Away by Zarafa. Martin. Forrest. Patterson. James Forrest. We'll get to this, and a few waiting for a cross, but isn't forthcoming as yet.
It's taken a long time to stop this. The referees had a good thing about it. I thought Effiong's arm was high there against Russell Martin.
Keep play elbow. It's dangerous. It's dangerous.
Straight arm right across the chin of Russell Martin.
Snodgrass hunting a hat-trick. Just for a moment it looked like that might be the time for it.
Sure did. On his right foot as well. Maybe get a little bit lucky, a bit of miscontrol allowed him to lose a defender. Just doesn't get enough of the middle of the ball with the last touch.
Strachan off to a flyer in this qualifying group against the minnows of the group, admittedly, but You still have to deal with them and dispose of them, and Scotland have certainly done that. Four and a half thousand Scotland fans been enjoying the Maltese sunshine. No doubt they'll be enjoying their night as well after this convincing victory. Gambin, Briffa, Fenwick, Zarafa, Ritchie, Stephen Fletcher. Are we in for another one? Not quite, but Robert Snodgrass is going to help himself to a hat-trick to complete a memorable night. He shows what Scotland missed while he was out. 5 for Scotland, 3 for Snodgrass.
The question here is whether or not Stephen Fletcher was onside when it was played in. It must have been very tight. Matt Ritchie did well to win it. I think he's maybe just on there. Doesn't quite get enough of the attempted finish. Robert Snodgrass can't quite believe his luck. Night to remember for him. Stephen Fletcher did really well to take the goalkeeper out of the equation. I don't think he would grudge Robert Snodgrass that.
A rather bizarre hat-trick really, what with his first goal, a penalty and then this. Frustration of so long out with a dislocated kneecap becoming a distant memory now for Robert Snodgrass. Stephen Fletcher, who scored a couple of hat-tricks against Gibraltar himself, saw his effort come off the bar, and Snodgrass was waiting, and Ikechi Anya is waiting to come on now. Scotland's last sub, Matt Ritchie. Good night for him, and that cross for Chris Martin is just joyous.
Yeah, masterclass in how to put the ball in the box from different angles. Both from the moving ball and the dead ball. Terrific to watch tonight, Matt Ritchie.
Yeah, his cross for Martin was a thing of beauty. Ikechi Anya scored in the opening Euros qualifier in Germany, rather memorably. On to play a part here in the closing stages. But the job well and truly done by Scotland, who put 6 past Gibraltar twice. And Ikechi Anya might look to sneak in there. Well, Malta didn't really get a thumping in their European qualifiers, but they've had one tonight in their first World Cup qualifier. Gambin. Scotland fans making themselves heard, desperate to make it to a major tournament, where they would, of course, turn up in their thousands.
Well, it would have been unthinkable to drop anything tonight. This gives a bit of a platform now getting into the Lithuania game.
Robertson for Anya. Perfect start for Scotland. Last time they won an opening qualifying game, they did score 6 goals against San Marino in 2006. Can they bag another here? Anya. Bannon, Fletcher, Snodgrass loitering. Snodgrass for Fletcher.
Lovely piece of football, deserved better.
Bannon, he might just have a go here. He's done so much tonight.
Every right to help himself there, Barry Bannon. He's been so unselfish.
Greer and Christophe Berra watching on. Scotland feeling good about themselves. He's a significant reason as to why, with a hat-trick.
This was a ball through. Stephen Fletcher must have been very close to being offside. Thought he was scoring himself, but I think he would grudge his teammate a hat-trick tonight. That's a really ragged now. Tired, would take full time right now. Could probably have taken it 15 minutes ago if he'd offered him it.
A different kind of hat-trick for Robert Snodgrass. Malta are going to bring on their record goal scorer, Michael Mifsud. In place of the man who scored for them tonight, seems a long time ago now, Alfred Effiong. Mifsud comes on to win his 119th cap, 40 goals for Malta. He played in England for a couple of years with Coventry and Barnsley.
Some record, 1,419 for Malta. Fabulous record.
Made his debut 16 years ago at international level. Bannon could set Anya away, but he's gone for Robertson first. Anya. Fletcher. Snodgrass for Fletcher, the other one. Bannon. Anya. Robertson. The referee right on the spot here. He's got a red card out there. Snodgrass is in a heap.
Not sure it's a challenge that Robert Snodgrass has to make at this stage in the game at 5-1 up. Lunged in. I think there's a bit of retaliation.
And the red card has been shown here. Some confusion. Snodgrass receiving treatment meantime. And Gambin has been shown a red card, and Malta are down to 9 men.
Retaliation. He felt Robert Snodgrass is over-aggressive here. Lashes out. Referee 3 yards away. Yeah, Robert Snodgrass is certainly leading with the studs, and at 5-1 up and a hat-trick in his pocket, for me, he should be staying out of that altogether.
We've gone horribly downhill for Malta after their rapid equaliser in the first half. Caruana sent off for the penalty incident, and now Gambin sees red as well. Plenty to ponder for Pietro Guedin. Malta are going to be rather short of players when they go to play England in their next game. So Malta down to 9 men for the 4 minutes of stoppage time. We're almost halfway through that. Got the handball from Hanley. Just a throw that's been given though.
They certainly had a case here. No intent, certainly cleared it with his hand though.
Mifsud. Luke Gambian red carded there, will be gutted that he won't be able to play against England. Plays his football in England with Barnett. Not far from Wembley. Robertson, Anya. Corner for Scotland, can they finish with one more goal? Well, Malta, look what they are, the minnows in the group. It's 47 home World Cup qualifiers without a win now. Bannon. Anya. Have Scotland got another goal in them here? Snodgrass, has he got another goal coming his way? Forrest.
Had to snatch out. The ball's on the way up as he hit it. Contented looking Gordon Strachan, who, had Scotland slipped up tonight, would have been under real pressure. Good start to the campaign instead.
Got another cramp victim now for Malta. Which will delay the end of the game, but quite a few positives, not for him, but for Gordon Strachan for sure. Maybe a hard work of it in the first half, but certainly not in the second half. Scotland emphatic winners here. Well, it was only against Malta, but that will most definitely do for starters. That is the way to begin a qualifying campaign, and we will probably all soon be believing again that Scotland's long wait to reach a major tournament might come to an end with the Russia World Cup. Robert Snodgrass, the star of the night, with a hat-trick, a bizarre opening goal, a penalty, and then the mother of all tap-ins. Chris Martin got in on the act as well after a teasing cross from Matt Ritchie, who also had a good night. Stephen Fletcher scored as well, but Barry Bannon was perhaps the standout player for the Scots here. Chris Martin on the score sheet as well, thanks to Matt Ritchie. Robert Snodgrass playing his first competitive international for 3 years after injury, and he certainly did make up for lost time. It finishes Malta 1, Scotland 5.